Hi guys, YouTube beauties. Happy Mama's Day for all you beautiful ones that are or aren't. So coming to that, I'm just gonna do a little saging, little incense around everything, around me, around everything, sending it out. Yay! Okay, so let's just I'm gonna get started by just saying that we all have the masculine and feminine inside of us. Obviously, we know, or most of us should do that. We're a polarity planet, so we did split into these different bodies. And so, and some of us, even if we have a male body, some of us have more feminine energy than, maybe from past lives or what have you. Coming in to deal with whatever it is in the body we came in, lots of different reasons. But the point is, basically, feminine's in all of us, and so that this is part of the celebration. But also, especially for Mother's Day, it's about, being a mother, and you don't have to actually have given birth necessarily to be a mother. Some people adopt people, or they are teachers to, and just help children in different ways. And if you have ever been had a miscarriage or chosen not to carry the pregnancy through, that is also a valid thing that we're going to get into later. But for all the mamas, especially, celebrate the ones who have given birth, and it is a special thing to carry a life inside of. Anyway, but I want to bring it on, high to also all the goddess energy that I work with a lot too, in the other realms, higher realms. So we're going to go into that and do a little bit of the goddess. I'm going to bring in goddess word. My cats are over here. They're all boys. They're having a little bit of a spat over the tree there. Anyway, so let's just do it. What's coming in? Well, I'm going to sing a little song. Oh, yeah. Got some Kuan Yin, too. Okay, so I sister meter Diana Hecate Starte Kali Morgana. We are the wise women, we are the story women, we are the story women stronger than before. I sister meter Diana Hecate Starte Kali Morgana. We are the old women, we are the new women, we are the same women, stronger than before, stronger than before. Oh, I love that little tune. You can do it many different ways, but this is the goddess ones. Speaking of that, I want some rose water here. A little rose water for the mamas. Okay. So I'm feeling like, I don't know if I know I've shared this with on my channel before. It's probably been a little while, but I was in Belize at one point. Sorry about that. And when I was there, I was there right before the 2012, and I remember being guided for that purpose there. And I'm like, okay, well, what's supposed to happen? I really wasn't told what was going to happen. I just think there was going to be a shift going on. And so I remember it was like a couple of days after the winter solstice where I was on my couch. I happened to be on my couch at that time. For some reason, I was sleeping there. And I remember, whenever you wake up from a dream and you're still kind of dreaming, but you're conscious that you're out in and out of awake. Well, that's kind of what was happening. And I was like being shown something, and it was like showing me a clock, almost like an astrology wheel, but it was like a clock. It was a clock, and it was showing me like You know how it goes to different hands, only it moves a lot slower, and it's like here, and then it goes, and then you go, and then it was showing me like, well, this is when there's certain like shifts and you know, retrogrades or different things that happen in between these little things, and then there's just different new moons, all these different blue, you know, all the different astrology situations and that go on that kind of do a lot of things. But as this clock is moving, so see, because it's a polarity planet, the masculine was on the top of the wheel for a very long time, and then it was slowly moving, and moving a lot slower than a regular clock. That's what I was seeing, and then I was seeing all these things in between. But when it was coming up to the other side, and the masculine takes its place on the bottom and then the feminine's on the top, so the polarity. So that's what it was almost like, and then I remember opening my eyes and I was looking at the floor, and I heard, you can literally call me Papa Earth and Mama Sky. And I was like, wow, it felt weird to me to hear that, because I was like, I, I'm so used to Mama being the Earth, you know. But if you think about it, the masculine really on the is the grounding force that is masculine inside of ourselves, holding the space for the feminine, which is flying, you know, in the wings there. So it's actually, to me, it feels like the right place, almost like, you know, if you have uh, Venus and Taurus or Libra or whatever ruling it, and it's in another sign. Another sign's trying to be in Venus. It's still there and it still works through it, but it's like not. I mean, as easy as if you have the natural sign. If that makes any sense. Anyway, so basically, I feel like there's a lot of energy around um, women being, um, you know, we're supposed to be nurturing. We're supposed to be this kind of mother where society's told us what we're supposed to be, and now we're supposed to, you know, this is the way it's supposed to be. But the truth is, just like personalities and signs and different blueprints of your soul, how your character reacts in different ways isn't always the way that society says it should be. So, for example, if we're talking about Isis Demi Kali, she's a destructor. And let's talk about Pele. You know, Pele is like, she's like a volcanic goddess. You know, she's fire. It's like there's these different aspects of the feminine that aren't just the regular nurturing situation that we all think of. So, and then I didn't even, you know, I just was like, overall, I went to the other deck before I go in the goddess deck, and I got some Kuan Yin energy in here, and she's about compassion and letting go. And it's so funny because I also brought in that Mother Mary too, came in. So that's another one that they're both very similar to me. I'm trying to figure out what I did with that one. But anyway, we're going to go through a couple of them. But I just feel like we need to understand that there's different aspects of the feminine, you know, like there's Kuan Yin. She's so like letting it go, you know, compassion. And Mother Mary's about, you know, expecting a, you know, miracle, nurturing. It's more like the Empress, like and that's the Taurus energy as well, you know, where it's Taurus energy, which is about the Empress. That's another Taurus card. And that's all beautiful and abundant and, you know, nurturing and all of these ones coming up that first, you know, we think of. But then there's also, there's the ones that we want to go over about, you know, like, well, the feminine is also like also the masculine has this in it too, but like which we will go over next month. But you know, sovereignty, like the arts, like my feminine energy needs to express my creativity, my arts, you know, however that is, whether it's music or however you do your art. And then, you know, there's just like high priestess energy, which is basically the high priestess, you know, it's like going through Hades, like the meter, you know, like Kali. There's like this energy that goes deep into the depths of hell, and you're fucking around trying to figure shit out, and then you come out with all this wisdom. There's that. There's just this all these different ways that the um, the goddess and the feminine energy expresses itself as a mother and just as a feminine on the planet or inside of you, all of us. So, like as a mother, um, you know, a lot of people get very judged by not being exactly. Oh, there she is. There she is. There's what I was looking for. I found it. Mother Mary and Kwan, and they kind of remind me of like they do their thing together there. Like in a different way, different times, or whatever. So, and then we've got Diana, I sister meter Diana, Hecate. There's Hecate too, the one with the high priestess energy. There's a lot of that. And then just the butterfly energy. I mean, there's just so much transformation and different ways that the feminine expresses itself. And so I feel like I needed to say that about and then we have Artemis, Diana, with our bow and arrows, our badassness. Like I can fucking go and hunt, and I can I can do my shit as a badass that I am, Artemis. And then we have, just so many different icons of the feminine energy that are amazing. So to me, we got the Egyptian, we've got Bass, we've got, there's my other girl. Oh, there's Taylor. We got to get her out. Oh, there's so many of them. Sekhmet. So we've got all of this beautiful energy about and there's so many I won't even be able to go into them all. But the point is, they just are there's so much about it that is just beautiful in all ways. So, we're just going to go into a few of them because I won't be able to take up all the time. I won't be able to. I could probably go on with this subject forever, but let's just go in. We got the Hawaiian little divine passion energy of the goddess Pele, who is like fire and volcanic, and actually it's more about the passion for Pele, but it's like her passion also can turn to fire in its form of rage, so I've experienced that myself sometimes. So it's like I feel that a lot. I'm very volcanic, but it's not just about being angry. It's just about passion. Sometimes it just overrides everything else, and you just got to express yourself. And there's a lot of warrior energy in the the different goddess energy. So it's like we're warriors, like Artemis, Diana. Like we're warriors for your sisters. And then we have so it's not just about nurture. It is about nurturing, but it's just it takes forms in different ways, as does all the signs in your personality and your charts. And then of course we have Aphrodite. This beautiful goddess here. She's about beauty and just your inner goddess, shining that out. And I just talked to a few like Yasmin. Oh my gosh, I just fucked with her in the ocean. I love her so much. She's about cleansing and just the goddess of the ocean, one of them. And of course, one of my major loves and tribe energy is Ixchel. She's a medicine woman. When I was living in Belize, I used to, make it rain and lightning. Like I was so alone up there with my daughter. Like I just kind of really tapped in. I was very high connected. So the weather, just like being able to control the elements in many ways. And that's good. And then we've got Mauve, who we love. She's about the cycles and the rhythm. So it's like, when you're on your moon time, when you're going through losing your moon time, into menopause, they call it moon area with that. So it's all about these changes that go on with the energy of changes in rhythms and cycles, and rolling with them and knowing how to change with those. And that's the energy of that. And then, of course, we have fast and Hathor, and where's my other segment? Got the Egyptians, and Isis is not in here right now, but she's there too energetically. So I have to find her. But anyway, we've got a lot of the Egyptian energy of strength and independence and receptivity. So we've got that, and just a lot of good goddess energy, transformation. And then I love Ishtar because she's about, she's like, here, reminds about your skunk medicine. Like, here's my skunk medicine. I am drawing my healthy boundaries, and don't be fucking around with it either, because I'm a warrior and I don't want to have to hurt you. So you might want to respect my boundaries. I love her. Anyway, all this energy of all these beautiful goddesses, and Lakshmi with the coins, um, just bodies of water. I mean, there's just, and then of course Athena with our inner wisdom, Al, there she is. So that all these aspects of us, and some of them are just more one there, transformation, butterfly maiden. So I mean, there's so many of our aspects of the feminine energy, and oh, there's Isis right there. There she is. That's Isis. Anyway, there's a lot of them that aren't even in here, but Freya, named after Friday, bold, strong. There's just so many. I'm trying to. Who's the other one I was thinking about too? Oh, there's her too. Can't forget about Mary Magdalene. She is so cool. I love one because she's like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. You know what I mean? I do my work on the higher levels, and that's where I choose to reside. And the opinions and the bullshit of this earth doesn't have to affect me, because I know who I am. I know who I am, and not needing to prove anything to anyone. So there's so many aspects of the goddess and the feminine energy that we give. Not only do we have in ourselves, but also just that we give to our children, that we lend to our children. And I feel like sometimes we, as feminine energies, we judge ourselves a lot, because I mean, I don't even know what year it was in this time, where before this happened, all of the women were basically, we didn't have any, there was no rights for anyone. My granny's time, not that long ago, where women didn't really have many rights. If you got married, you had kids, you had to stay no matter what was happening. Like, and the man went to work, you cooked food, you took care of the kids, and you had to keep having them, especially if you're Catholic. But anyway, because there was no, you couldn't really do anything about it. You had no choice. Women didn't have any choice. And then I don't know, I just wish I could remember the year. But I know that there was a song very controversial by Loretta Lynn that came out at when it all started to change, and it was called "The Pill." She's like, set this chicken your last time, because now I got the pill. And she's just like going on and on about how she's getting rid of those maternity dresses, because now she's got the pill. You know what I mean? And Daddy, don't you worry none, because Mama's got the pill. Anyway, that was like the time frame when this started to come out, and then we got the Justice, Matt, like the Justice, the Lady Liberty, icons that have made around these things. But the point is, and then the other one, I forget where she's at. I don't remember where she's at right now. But anyway, there's one about creating altars and sacred spaces, but just all of that's inside of us. And so how we were, when we were able to start to change, and women got to be able to make their own decisions and not stay in it if they weren't happy in a relationship, and started to change the way that we were told it should be for so long, and step out and say, you know what, I don't have to stay in this. I don't have to do this. I can do whatever I want and how I feel like I need to live my own passion, my own rights. And so that was a big deal for women and feminine energy. So that's a big deal. And another thing I wanted to touch on is that as I was meditating about Mother's Day, Mama's Day, is that a lot of people, a lot of women that have decided to now that you can safely decide whether you want to have a pregnancy or not, and people that let go of that, I want to just say a special list. I would like to very much bring in that Kuan Yin energy right now. Is to, don't judge yourself about that, because the spirit has, whatever you learned or it learned or whatever, it's going to come back another way or come through another way. But another person, maybe your child, another child, maybe through a friend or a sister, or who knows how that happens. But you need to think of things on the higher level and not carry that guilt and judgment around, because I know that that's a lot. I know that for my own self, but also for clients and people I work with and healings. I mean, there's a lot of stuff around that. So just really remembering that we have to take it always to a higher level of what we, like our mother and father in this life, it's just people playing the role of that. They're just spirit that we all go back to place where there's a link of love, we will always meet again, and where there isn't, we don't have to ever meet again. But if there's a link of hate, then you must try to clear that up, because you don't want to have to meet this person again anywhere. You just, like I told you the story about that possum that was in our house, roof in Belize, and we did everything, smoking it out, BB guns, all kinds of shit, trying to get it out. It's just a pain in the ass. And then my daughter looks at me one day and she's like, "Mom, maybe we should just love him." And we did. And we came home from this thing, and then he's dead. We loved him to death. And we didn't even mean to. That wasn't the reason I did it, but it was just so crazy. So sometimes if we just try to let go of that hatred for ourselves, or blaming or guilt in ourselves that we carry, our issue that becomes issues in our tissues, and we really just need to release ourselves from that. And I'm not saying to go around and be like, oh, just do whatever the fuck you want and not have any, morals or any kind of, strong. Because if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. I'm saying just to raise it up from choices that we make, not to hold on to the guilt of things when choices have to be made in certain ways. Of course, taking responsibility for yourself, and there's different reasons for different things. And I feel like as the feminine energy, it's our vehicle carrying the spirit around, and it should always be our choice to be able to make our own choices for these things. And again, not giving everybody, I'm not saying it's just a wonderful thing to go out and do whatever the fuck you want and not have any consequence. I'm just saying there are circumstances that need to be carefully not judged by yourself or others, or not to take that judgment. That's where you're going to get that Ishtar in there, and here's my boundaries, motherfucker, and blessings to everyone and all your things and all your whatever you feel and whatever you are. But that has nothing to do with me and my boundaries and my life, my spirit, and my journey. So just knowing that, and also celebrating the children that ones that you have brought through, and just knowing that how you raise them, as long as you are in your true self, which we're all working to do. I don't know if anyone's walking on water yet, but that's high priestess energy. Just really giving yourself a nice loving today and all days, but just definitely we have this day for a reason, and I just feel like that's why it's there, to be honored, and to honor the feminine energy in general, and to shine in that, and if you, and the children that you might have or that you teach, but definitely the ones that you grew in your body, just knowing that that's kind of a beautiful thing, and you there was no book that was dropped down to show us how to do everything. So you're living your life the way you live it, and expressing yourself the way you do, and in your faith, and then you did the best you could. And we all have made. I'm sure no one was a perfect parent, and I don't even know what that means in the first fucking place. You know what I mean? So there is some pretty fucked up shit going on out there too. I'm not going to take that away. I'm just saying right now we're going to celebrate the mothering and the nurturing in any way that you express your feminine energy, which is not always you know the way that it was told to us when we were, well, maybe not this generation, but before, definitely it was like, and I think it still hangs around as a thing. Anyway, with that being said, I just wanted to do a quick um, a quick blessings on this day, and kind of talk a little bit about the feminine energy on all levels, and blessings to you. And I send so much love and light to all the mamas, and a special day, all days, but definitely just do whatever. If you can't be with your children or whatever it is, just even if you don't have them, but honor your feminine energy today in whatever way that means. And Sister Meet Diana, Hecate, Ostarte, Kali Morgana. We are the wise women, we are the story women, we are the juicy women, stronger than before, stronger than before. So just keeping that, and however that resonates with you, and loving yourself, and blessings, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.